Hello, welcome to the feed for Full Swing Thoughts. This is a fried egg podcast, a spinoff of sorts. I think that's a media term. We are going to be discussing this, cultural golf moment, the arrival of this show on Netflix. We've heard about it now, I think, for over a year. I think we're all very excited about it. We're going to be joined by Joseph LaMagna, who's a friend of the program, one of the bright young minds in golf. I don't know if golf media is the appropriate, maybe too derogatory as a descriptor for him. And Andy Johnson, you know Andy and I from the Shotgun Start, you know Andy from the Fried Egg. Joseph, who is, I wouldn't say he's a different generation, but he's certainly younger than us. He'll bring a different perspective, and we're going to go through each episode with a fine-tooth comb. I hope that doesn't mean they're lengthy episodes, but just kind of find some of the things that are amusing, some of the things that are insightful, some of the things that worked, some of the things that flopped. There's a lot of takes, a lot of initial thoughts on this show out there in the golf media space. And, we figured we'd get together and chop it up after each episode. So I'll turn it over to Andy. What are you most excited about for this podcast and also for the show?
I think one of the things that I'm most excited about is that PGA Tour players are by nature a little guarded. And, with the way the PGA Tour historically has been towards players, like there isn't a lot of access, and Netflix is really the first organization outside of you've seen some small documentaries around big time players, but this is going to give us a lens into a wide breadth of players, different players in different points of their careers, different types of players, not just superstars, but also guys that are grinding out there. And I think the thing that I'm excited about is that a little bit deeper access, a little bit more intimate, interviews from their homes where you get a little bit more feel beyond just the interview at the golf course after a round of golf, which is really the only lens that we get outside of podcasts into players and their personal lives. So that's what I'm most excited about, is just understanding some of these different players that are profiled a little bit better.
Joseph, what about you? We've now got to watch a few of them. We're at different portions of this show, but Joseph, what are you most excited about with this release?
Yeah, well, golf has been a part of my entire life since I was little, and I think part of what I'm most excited about this show is kind of evaluating the question of what is golf, like what is the essence of golf and what makes it compelling. And we really only experience golf through our own perspective. For me, that's watching the tour every week. Getting Netflix's perspective and introducing a lot of people to the game, I think is going to remind me what I love about golf and what are some of the parts that are essential to golf. So as golf kind of gets shaken up over the next couple years, there's certain things that when you add to golf, maybe make it better, and certain things that when you subtract them from golf, it doesn't feel like golf anymore. And I think this show is kind of going to help me understand why I like golf so much.
Yeah, I agree. I just a ton of dovetail off that. I'm most excited to have a reminder of why this is so entertaining, why this is an entertainment product. Like, I'm starting to watch it. I'm an avid consumer of the F1 show. I'm not an avid consumer necessarily of F1. I try to generally keep up, but I'm starting to understand it's fascinating to me to see golf presented this way, as a really entertaining show, as a series of characters and storylines, and presented in a totally unique, different way. For me. Now, that doesn't mean I necessarily think it works every time or it's the most insightful or accurate, but I think it's really exciting kind of product to have dropped in our laps as even the hardcore golf audience, and to see it presented in a totally different way than we're not used to. So that is kind of our excitement for Full Swing.
Yeah.
Andy, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll drop these episodes right when the series releases next week, the 15th.
February 15th, 3 a.m. Eastern time. If you're a lunatic, maybe you're up all night watching it, but we're going to drop episode recaps of every show, going through them, and you can listen to them at your leisure after you've binged the whole show, after you're halfway through, whatever it is. We'll have them live next week when the show is live on Netflix.